it's really what the martial arts community is missing, is essentially shaking hands with the strength training community and becoming part of the same community.
Yeah. You know, I saw a bunch of comments of people who were actually like alongside you in this idea that in the martial arts community, people they've grown to hate strong people, you know, because we have people who are, you know, we're teaching people self-defense, and, you know, you can be 135 pounds and you can submit a big guy who normally would beat the shit out of you. Right. Yeah. Well, what happens when that big guy beats the shit out of you anyways? You know, what are you just going to keep getting your technique better? No, you're going to keep, you know, so I think we've been sold it. One guys in your comment section brought up a bunch of movies where you see the weaker person trains really hard.
Popular movie trope.
Yes, it's an incredibly popular movie trope, and people want to believe in that into real life. It does happen in real life quite a bit, but I'm sorry to say there are things that are just story, and then there's reality. So
yeah, the truth is, if you want to beat a guy who is a better athlete, you have to work really, really hard at it. And you're probably not going to get out of that fight unscathed. Like, I mentioned before, my student who is this 130 kilo strong man who is just enormous and tremendously powerful. And when I was finally able to get strong enough, not technical enough, but strong enough to use my technique to submit him in a roll, man, I felt like I'd just been trampled by a herd of buffalo or something like that. It was a tremendous amount of work. And I remember after that, he got up and he said, "No way, no way." And like some gears changed in his mind, and there was this level of respect that wasn't there before. He was like, "You have something to teach me." And I was like, I think I'm the one learning more in this exchange, actually.
Yeah, wow, that's a very interesting concept, that you are the one learning and you're the one getting better as an instructor. He's the one that jumps up and his eyes are lit up.
Yeah, man, that big strong dude training with me for 8 years, that was such an incredibly educational experience for me as a martial artist, man. That opened my eyes so much to the necessity, the absolute necessity for becoming a better athlete. Like, one thing I always tell people when they ask, like, what's the most important thing for fighting? And I would break it down to 3 basic things: aggression, athleticism, and technique. In no particular order. They're all very important. If you're not aggressive enough, you're going to get stopped.
That's so funny. That's basically the same triad. So aggression would be something that falls into psychology, technique falls into specificity, and then athleticism would come into physiology. For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. That's why I love that you brought that up, man. Those points. It's brilliant. It's brilliant how essentially we're speaking the same language coming from different disciplines. But if you think about it, if you stop and think about it, all these physical disciplines are just expressing what the human body is able to do. So divorcing strength training, divorcing athleticism from technique is silly. I always tell people technique it's nothing more than an efficient application of strength and power. It's not a lack of strength and power.
Of course. Like, it's not, technique is not difficult. Like, that's the thing is, if what's the best way to choke someone with your legs? Well, here's a technique that's called the triangle, right? That's a technique of just saying, I want to squash this person's carotid arteries. Like, it's the brute idea of saying, I want to submit this person with my legs from kind of like a closed guard position, right? Here's a technique that would allow you to use your bigger, stronger leg muscles than simply just grabbing their throat.
Right.
That's as simple as it gets. This is a technique, and everyone has stronger legs than they have arms, so let's apply that.
I love triangle chokes. It's one of my favorite techniques. And
yeah, dude, you're a long guy, so am I. I like triangles.
Dude, you're going to be a killer with triangle chokes. One of these days, man, you're going to be like the next Neil Melanson. That's a guy you should look up. He's a big, strong, long, lanky dude who is just amazing at triangle chokes. Actually wrote the book on triangle chokes. Shout out to Neil Melanson, author of Mastering Triangle Chokes.